it was nice that we finally figured it out the last really probably quarter of what we could do against it and try to get good shots. But you just got to give them a lot of credit. I'm really proud of my team. It's hard. It's hard to go a week, then not practice the day before the game, come in here and shoot at 7:30 in the morning and try to get yourself ready to play at a game. And it kind of showed a little bit early with our timing of our shot. We missed some really good looks that we usually knock in. But, I told these girls the first of the year, and I told them this, and I think they really took it to heart. I said, defense wins championships. Because there's some nights the ball doesn't go in, and you have to defend, and you have to do things. And I thought we did that tonight. I thought we really defended. They scored, but we made them work for every single basket that they tried to get. And that's how this team knows how to win. They just do whatever it takes for us to win. Surprisingly, it's one of the best defensive games I've ever seen from Teagan.
Yeah.
She
can
really
you just
took
point
the
out my
shot.
rebounds really quick? Because he always tells me to
11
rebound.
rebounds, which is her career
This
high,
might be
but-
that might be my career high in rebounds.
I think it's career high. But she took a challenge. Fowler's a really good player, and she did a great job of trying to stop her. You can't stop anybody completely, but you can make things really difficult. I thought she really did that. And then, of course, Shaylee made some big, especially the first half, scored a lot of baskets for us to help us stay in it. And, but just a good team effort. I'm so proud of these guys.
Okay, we'll go ahead and take questions at this time for student athletes only, and we'll limit to one question the first time around so everybody can try to get you all in.
Teagan, this first one is for you. Yeah, so you can hear me.
I can hear you. Yeah.
That's fine. I think it was like the first 3 or 4 minutes you had 2 blocks, kind of speaking to Coach's comment about your defensive game today. What do you think it was about? Take us through the mindset you had defensively and how important that was for this team.
Yeah, I think with Fowler, she's an incredible player. I have huge respect for her, and I just wanted to make everything difficult right from the first second. Right, I wanted to set the tone early defensively, what the game was going to be like. I think that was my whole kind of mindset going into the game. Was I kind of had her number, and so I just wanted to start with that intensity and then continue that. But Lauren had a crack at her. I think Paige was on her a little bit. Sarah had a crack at her. I think overall huge team effort with that because she's a dominant big in our league. And, so I think it's just a mindset, just being super physical with her right from the get-go. That was kind of what was my sort of ambition for this game, you could say.
Okay, next question from in the room. Raise your hand. We'll get you the mic.
For either player, Portland was the only team to beat you during the regular season, and then obviously they gave you a pretty good game tonight. Was there one or two things that they really gave you trouble with?
Their press definitely gives us a lot of trouble. I feel like when they press us, we just get sped up, and then our offense is a little bit stagnant. And so I definitely feel like we did a really good job at being composed and slowing it down and working together as a team and passing to break it.
Yeah, especially the matchup zone too. Like Jody said, we haven't really faced any of that this year, but our team's pretty good at adjusting. So I felt like the coaches told us what to do, and we tried to do it. So it worked.
Shaylee, this game was tight to the last 3 minutes. What did you guys do in the last 3 minutes to pull away?
We just knew that, I feel like our main focus was just being composed, like I said, with their press. And I think we did an amazing job at that. And then in their zone, we ran a lot of people coming into the middle and kicking it out and slowing it down. And then we knew that they were going to foul us, and so we just got to, knock down those free throws, and we did that.
Okay, other questions from the room?
Lindsay Schnell, USA Today. For both players, outside of Stanford, there's an argument to be made that you are the most consistent team in the West, especially with how you're playing right now. Think you guys should be in contention for a top 16 seed to host in the first couple of rounds? And if you do feel that, why do you think you're not getting talked about more nationally?
I don't know. I think that's a good question. that I would like to know the answer to. I think all season we've kind of had a little bit of a chip on our shoulder because of that. You know, what are we, 26-2? 26-2?
Yep.
We're 26-2, and you know, we just got into the top 15 today. So there's a little bit of disrespect there, I think. But I think our team's really good at not focusing too much on rankings and things like that, because there's nothing we can do to control that. All we can do is win basketball games and you know, go from that. So I think our team's pretty level-headed when it comes to like rankings and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I would like to know the answer to that question as well.
I was just going to say, I feel like we definitely, you know, I feel like we prove it day in and day out during practice games. We come out and we fight and we give it our all. And we just know, like Teagan said, that rankings sometimes they don't matter to us because we know that we're just going to go into the NCAA tournament and
Do some damage?
do some damage, yeah. And usually we go into that and we upset them the first game. And so we're really excited for that and to, you know, make it to the Final Four.
We're used to being the underdogs, so.
Do you want to keep it that way?
Do we want to keep being the underdogs? I think it's always a healthy mindset to have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder. You know, we're not the underdogs here. We're not the underdogs at the WCC Tournament, but we get everybody's best game. So I think in that regard, it's kind of healthy to have a little bit of the underdog mindset.
Also, just a quick reminder that to keep it to one question, and we will come back to you for follow-ups.
Shaylee, I promised that I wasn't going to bring this up too much last week, but I will now. Did you guys want, how badly did you want Portland in this game? And do you feel like you kind of made up for maybe some regular season mistakes, we'll say?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We definitely wanted to play Portland, you know, because they beat us that first time. And so it feels really good to be able to go out there and to, you know, win that game. We knew that they were going to press us hard, and we just had that mentality that we got to overcome that, and I think we did a great job at that.
This is for either player, but Lucy Cochran had 8 blocks today. How tough was that, and how much pressure was she putting on you guys through those first 3 quarters till you cracked it?
Yeah, in the game that they beat us, I didn't recognize that at all with her, but then this game she stepped up a bit. She did a great job at that blocking. I felt like she probably had like 3 blocks on me, and so that's when you got a shot fake and bounce pass it. But I didn't know she had that many, but that's awesome.
Did you say 8?
Yeah, she had 8.
She's a good player. She's a good player.
Long arms.
She's 6'6". Good play.
Any further questions from the room in the back?
It's for both players. Which team would you like to see in the championship game tomorrow?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't have preference.
Same.
Shaylee, what do you think more than anything what did it take to win this game, if there's one thing you can pinpoint?
Probably just composure and being super calm with it. I feel like we did a great job at doing that and making the extra pass and just trusting each other.
Anyone else in the room? Okay, we'll go to Jeff Ferrato. I know we're having a few technical difficulties, but Jeff, if you're able to hear us, ask a question. Okay, great.
Teagan, I'm on a Zoom call, so you can't see me.
Oh. High tech.
Teagan, can you talk about the moment in the game where Fowler hit the 3, put them up by 4 with about 5.5 minutes to go in the game, and you guys came down and immediately you took the 3 and you made it. What were you thinking at that moment? Was it wide open, or were you feeling a lot of confidence, or what?
Yeah, I like games like this. So I don't know. I'm a shooter, shoot. I didn't shoot that well tonight, but I have confidence in myself, and I know my team does. So I just got a good look at it, and yeah, it felt good. Let it fly, made it. It was fun.
Okay, we'll go ahead and go for any final questions for the student athletes, either from in the room or on Zoom. Okay, you guys are good, the 2 of you, and then you're good to go.
See you later.
Thanks. Grill him. Good luck, Juddy.
Thanks, Teagan.
You got this.
Thanks, Teagan.
And we'll use the same format here for Coach. So go ahead and raise your hand. We'll get you a mic in the room.
See you later, you guys.
Jeff, I was gonna ask kind of the same thing he had asked earlier. 46-42, that seemed like maybe the play of the game where you guys came down and hit that three.
It was.
If you don't hit it, I mean, I'm not saying the game wouldn't have got out of hand, but it
No.
definitely would have.
I think you're right. They came back and, they ran the clock in this kind of a scramble play, and then she gets it and shock running down Fowler, and she hits that three, and it kind of like just took kind of a little bit of momentum. You see what kind of girl she is. She's energetic. She's confident as heck. She came down and she was open and she didn't hesitate and she took it. And that's how she's been since I've coached her for 2 years. And that rubs off on other players. We missed a lot of shots tonight that we usually don't miss. She probably missed 2 or 3. That 1 3 she had to put us up, I think would have put us up 4 wide open, missed it. Paisley missed them open. But that's what I love about this team, at Teagan especially. She loves pressure. She loves it. And that was a big play. That was one of the biggest plays of the game. No question.
We'll go ahead and just, if you don't mind, we'll go ahead and pass the mic. Or did you ask a question? Oh, okay, I apologize. Go ahead. My fault.
Just staying on the subject of Teagan, there, she's been one of your best, maybe your best three-point shooter all year. When she struggles on a night like tonight, what's that say about her that she can still, 11, I think it was 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocks, like to still be as effective as she was?
Teagan does a lot of things for this team. Scoring's part of it, 3-pointers. She's a great passer. Tonight she rebounded tonight. She had to. Guarding Fowler was inside a lot, and so she had to box her out and be able to do that. I don't understand how she's not on the top 15. She's one of the best players in the league. Everybody would take her. But tonight she took the challenge to guard one of the best players in our league and then really take a lot of pressure with the press. She took the ball out every time we had her, and that's pressure of doing that. But she just enjoys it. She knows she missed some shots that she usually doesn't miss, but she's not afraid to take it. And I think that's where maturity comes in. And being a 5-year senior, I think that's where it comes in to that. But she's a joy to coach. You can just tell how funny she is. She'll ask me so many questions, why we do this and why we do that, but it makes it a lot of fun.
Coach, how valuable can it be for your team to escape a game that was so physical in the month of March going forward for your squad?
Well, you're seeing the 4 best teams in our league today, and we proved that over a 2.5-month span. The games are going to be physical. That's why these girls lift weights. That's why they get in shape. That's why they do all these things, because they come down to this and out of battle. And we're going to rest and do the best we can. But my team's in pretty good shape, so I'm not really worried about tomorrow being that tired. That's the advantage of the bye. The bye is for the game tomorrow, is that the game today is hard because for us especially, because we don't get to play, we don't get to practice on Sunday in the court. So this was the hardest for us, where tomorrow will be probably better because we've been here, we've got the feel, we got some rhythm, we got some things. And I didn't play 2 of my freshmen tonight, and I maybe should have, but I'm hopefully going to be able to use them tomorrow. They match up better with those 2 other teams. So we're going to get some rest and get back to watching film and doing what we need to do.
Coach, excuse me, I wanted to ask about Maria. I think at halftime she didn't have any points. She played, or not at halftime. There was like a point where she played 21 minutes and was scoreless. And down the stretch, she had a couple layups. She had that big 3 on the wing. How big was her impact, even though she didn't score that much?
Well, Maria had to bring the ball up with the press. And what I did a little different this time is I didn't want to wear Shaylee out bringing it up all the time. So I really told Maria, it's going to be your baby. And she did a great job with that. When she hit the 3, what it made me feel as a coach is all the many times watching her in the annex on that gun, shooting and shooting and shooting. And when the biggest moment came, she was ready, and she took it. And when she hit it, I just knew, at least in my heart, I just said all that hard work paid off for it. Maria makes plays, big plays. Maria doesn't hunt for a shot. I kind of wish she would a little bit more, but she wants to get everybody else the basket. Tonight she did a great defensive job too, fighting through screens, fighting through all that. So she's a big part of this team, a big part, and I think she showed it tonight.
Juddy, I just wanted to ask you a question. I think Lindsay asked the question earlier, but do you feel like your team is being overlooked nationally at 26-2?
Yeah, I don't know what more this team could have done. We scheduled hard. We scheduled 6 Power 5 conferences. Not 1, not 2, 6. Okay? And we lost to 1 in overtime, and they shot 32 foul shots, and we shot 12. And we lost in overtime by 3. Then we go in our league, and I'll tell you what, nobody wants to play our league. Nobody wants to play Portland. I mean, Kelly played them, Oregon played them, and he beat them by 3 points. You know, they don't want to play us. They don't want to play Gonzaga. San Francisco now is getting in that realm. Nobody wants to play them either. So if our league's so crappy, then why don't you want to play us? You know, and San Francisco had to play 9 games on the road to try to get a good schedule. Nobody wants to play them. So for us, we look at it and say, we've done what you've asked us to do. We've scheduled hard. We've done all these things, and this year we won. This year we beat them. We had 3 tough games at home, Power 5, and we won. We had 2 neutral, okay, and we won those. So, you know, what more can we do as a mid-major? And we feel like, hey, we deserve it. We feel we deserve the opportunity, but she hit it right in the head. Doesn't make a difference. All we care about is who we're going to play. If that team matchup is good with us, we don't care if we're 11th, 6th, 2, 3. We don't care. It's that. But and then we show the NCAA. We had 7,000 people in the Gonzaga game. I mean, we show we can get a crowd. So we got to worry about tomorrow. When we do that, there'll be a lot more talk about it. But we hope we get an opportunity.
Coach, you talk about hard work. How do you talk about the hard work just of Lauren Gus in the second half? If you look at the box score, a lot of people, well, it looked like she didn't contribute that much, but plus 10, no fouls, 10 rebounds. What was she adding on that defensive side?
You know, it was a hard night offensively for her because of their length. That girl's 6'7", legit, and she's long, and she's she's good in that zone. She's gotten better in that zone since the last time we played them. And so Lauren's not a great outside shooter. She's more of a muscle player. And but I was glad that she tried to play her game and stayed in what she does for this team. That is rebounding, defending, being physical. There's a couple times she ducked in and somebody else got a shot because of it. But the best rebounder that I've coached, period. And you know, it's just good to see her not get discouraged because she wasn't scoring like she normally does.
Jeff, do you feel like if you win tomorrow, you will be in contention for a top 16 seed?
I think so. Yeah, I think if we win tomorrow, it'll be hard for them to say, hey, you know, now we have a lot of issues. You know, nobody practices on Sunday in our facility, but Utah Valley's only 5 minutes away. They can go down there and practice. I mean, we won't practice, but they can if we win our first game. So I just think it'd be exciting for BYU program. You know, when I came here 21 years ago, one of my goals was, of course, to get the NCAA tournament and play well. The other was to win some championships, but also get fans and get excitement in the arena, and we did that. We started out with 4 courtside people bought courtside seats. Now there's 3 rows of courtside season tickets. And so I think for all the things that we've tried to do over these years, it'd be nice for that. We need your covering to help us.
Anybody else in the room have a first question? Okay, we'll go to Jeff Frotto on Zoom. Go ahead, Jeff.
You know, I think my named counterpart, Jeff, has answered every question I have. Thank you.
Okay, anybody with a final question, raise your hand. We'll get you a mic.
Okay, Jeff, let's pretend that Gonzaga was sitting in your seat, that they were ranked 15, that they had scheduled 6. You think they would be?
No question.
So how do you
know,
fix that? Is
No,
my
no.
question.
I mean, Gonzaga's been here. I mean, Gonzaga's been right where we are. They've been 15, ranked 14, and they don't get it. So, Lisa Mir, we talk about it all the time. What more can we do? If you look at her schedule, my schedule, we schedule the hardest in our league. And because of that, because of trying to be able to do that. And it makes it exciting, but but she knows exactly how I feel, and I'm feeling that. So they're good. Nobody wants to play those guys either. They have a hard time getting games.
Coach, what is kind of to what Teagan said earlier? What is the value of this team continuing to have a chip on its shoulder?
I've told my team you got to have an edge. You always got to have an edge or your chip, whatever and that it means something that you don't want to lose. Tonight, some things went bad for us, but they figured a way. Dived on loose balls, made a key block out, made a good block, made a good defensive play, got a big rebound, two rebounds to finally get us an open three. That's what this team has, and they're very confident. We were ready today. We were mentally ready today. I just think we were a little rusty because we just didn't get a practice. We haven't really had too many opportunities this year, but that's why this team's fun to coach. They really care about winning. It's important to them. I'd be honest with you, there's some teams that they don't care. It's the stats. Not this team. I mean, my best player doesn't want to be too happy being MVP because she doesn't want the team to feel that she's above everybody. And I go, you're the best player in the league. You should be happy about it. But that's how they all are. So I'm really lucky to coach these young ladies. I've been really blessed, and it's been a fun year.
Juddy, highest ranking in program history today, number 15. What do you feel like that can do for the perception of your program going forward?
Hopefully get us some good recruits, get us some good players. There's no question, to win and have a good team, you got to have good players. And hopefully that'll help us nationally. I do know we've been noticed a lot more in the last few years of going to the NCAA tournament and doing well. People know who we are. I just think you have to keep knocking on the door. Eventually that door is going to open, and you're going to be ready for it. And hopefully these seniors came back for this moment. They came back to win a conference championship, to hopefully win a tournament, and then go to the NCAA and really make some noise. So, I've been lucky. My coaching career, I got to the Final Four when I was at Utah. In '98, Utes. Nobody thought we'd do it, and we got there, and a little more legs would have beat Kentucky and won it. And I think this team feels that they can do it too. So we hope.
Okay, we have time for one more question if anybody has one. Okay.
Upon sitting down in this room, I found out that Teagan has a podcast, so I was just curious if you've been a guest yet. Because you clearly have a great rapport.
Well, she wants to go into broadcasting. I'm trying to talk her to go to coaching because she'd be a great coach. She asked me a bunch of, I'm a big trivia nut. And so she asked me a bunch of trivia questions, and she didn't think I was going to get them. And I got a lot of them right. And so she was like, oh, you know that. And so then I said, okay, I'm going to ask you one. Of course, she didn't get it right. So, she's a lot of fun. She really is. And what you see is what she is. She's a great leader. Too many teams don't have somebody like that just pulls them all in and gets them organized and all that. She does that. That's where she's going to be missed the most next year, is just that. Her jump shot's great and her passing, but that leadership is something else. And that's why I think she should coach. But she'll probably get into broadcasting or journalism or something like that. That's what she wants to do.
Great, Coach. Thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you, guys. It's the most media I've seen all year.
Come to Las Vegas to get it.
That's right. Got to come to Vegas. Don't I?
And